followers, what's up? If you haven't already guessed, today's video is about Star Wars. But before I get into that, I just want to tell you all that I will be merging my two channels, so there will be fandom related content on this channel. I get most of you probably won't be into that, but it's just getting confusing having the two channels. I'm merging them and I hope you understand. I'm not telling you to have to watch my fandom vids if you don't want to, but it would be nice. I love the views and I love the comments. So, I've got a script. I write scripts for my fandom ones, I don't write scripts for normal ones. Here we go. So, as I said, today we're going to be talking about Star Wars. With Rogue One coming out recently, and the unfortunate and untimely death of Carrie Fisher, this is her as Princess Leia, the Star Wars fandom, sorry I'm just putting that back, Star Wars fandom has been in a hype, and to keep me going between the Sherlocks, so I don't lose my mind, I've been looking into Star Wars, because I like the Force Awakens, and I'm can't wait to see Rogue One when it comes out on DVD. And so I've been catching up with movies and the main characters. I've seen the movies with my mum once each movie, because she's a huge star of Star Wars. But that's about it. So I'm basing the majority of this off my own research and other videos I've seen. Now, as most fans know, the majority of the expanded universe was made non-canonical by Disney when they bought the right to Star Wars. So it's just the movies and Star Wars Clone Wars animated TV series that are still canonical. So that is all I will be focusing on, but mostly movies, because I've never seen an episode of the Clone Wars in my life. Let's begin, shall we? Now, this theory suggests that the Jedi are evil and the Sith are... Okay, I wouldn't say the Sith are good, but they're not evil as such. Now, before I start yelling down in the comments section, let me talk, okay? So, the Force has two sides. It has the light side, and it has the dark side. Yes, I have props. I have props for my fandom videos. I don't have props for my other videos. These are my mum's, by the way, not mine. God, she's going to kill me for that. Right, so. Force has two sides. The light side is used by the Jedi, and the dark side is used by the Sith. Now this analogy, this is acknowledged by both sides. The Sith even said it was the dark side, so case closed, right? Theories debunked. And I'll see you in another bit, followers. But wait, is it? Because we say that light equals good and dark equals bad. That's just how our brains work. But who's to say that's the truth? This theory states that they are merely called such as you use feelings such as joy and mercy to use the light side, and dark feelings or negative ones such as hatred and sadness and all that, and anger to use the dark side of the Force. But just because you do not have the capacity, just because you have the capacity to hate, does not mean you're evil. Look at just one of the most iconic Star Wars characters ever. And no, I don't mean Jar Jar Binks or Greedo. Hashtag handshot first. But Anakin or Darth Vader. I knew he'd come in handy. Anakin turned to the dark side to help the woman he loved, to save her. And now, before you all go down in the comments and you yell at me and that for saying the Sith are good, they're definitely evil. I mean, they get stronger by hating other people. But it's not as if the Jedi are all just sitting around loving each other, is it? No. In fact, they're not allowed to love. Again, we need look no further than Anakin. For example, he was driven to insanity as he was not allowed to love Padme. It's either Padme or Padmin, depends who says it. It's confusing. Internet says Padme. Mum says Padmin. I say internet, a video I watched. And she was the woman that he, well, loved and he wasn't allowed to. Now, the Jedi Code. There are many versions, but this is just the one that I found. Let me get it up. There is no emotion. There is peace. There is no ignorance. There is knowledge. There is no passion. There is serenity. There is no chaos. There is harmony. There is no death. There is the Force. This is cool. I need to nick this off on more often. Now, let's begin by breaking this down, shall we? Starting with the first line. There is no emotion, there is peace. Peace, an amazing thing that everyone loves. It's lovely and amazing. Everyone wants it, but wait, what's the first part of that? There is no emotion. Has a very Spock / Sherlock-esque outlook, isn't it? Oh, I'm doing this seriously again about Sherlock. Ugh. Curse you, Jedi! Yes, I yelled at a stuffed Yoda. Deal with it. Now, I get this is all we get. This is something to do with the needs of the many outweigh needs of the few or something like that. This is an amazing thing to give to the public, but on a person-to-person basis, it's almost impossible. This is why you're not allowed to have relationships with anyone. Ever. It doesn't have to be romantic, you're just not allowed to have relationships, not even friendships. But this is impossible, as it's basically the backbone of human interaction, is that you make connections with people. Even Jedi, like Master Yoda, have connections with people. They obviously care for their Padawans. I think that's what they're called. Is that what they're called? Why am I asking you? You're a toy. And the younger ones care for them, have respect for their masters. So basically, are you saying that they're saying that you cannot have connections because if you had to choose between saving your wife and a bunch of people on a bus, then you would save your wife over the bus any day. But are they saying that you would not save their master or Padawan if for example, if it was Luke and Yoda? Yeah, Yoda. We'll go with Yoda, even though he's dead, but we'll go with Yoda and Luke, okay? Because they're the only people I can remember. So would Luke save Yoda over the bus? I don't. Would Luke save the bus and let Yoda die? I don't think he would. Next line. There is no ignorance, only knowledge. So that's a good thing, yeah? Having knowledge is a good thing, and the Jedi are always searching for knowledge. But while they're always searching, they never share the information with others. Not even the Galactic Senate. Senate? Is that a word? Apparently it is. Who they supposedly protect. Proof of the fact that they know everything is when the librarian says to someone in episode 2 that if it doesn't exist in our archives, then it doesn't exist at all. This means they believe they have a full working knowledge of the entire galaxy. But they don't share this information, and it's only accessible to those in the Jedi Order. So, anyway. Now, onto the part next. There is no passion, there is serenity. Kind of links back to the first line. You need a cool, serene mind instead of a passionate one. which I suppose could cloud your judgment, and we would hate our peacekeepers to be passionate about keeping the peace, wouldn't we? At least that's what they call themselves, peacekeepers. But they're not. They're warriors. I mean, come on, they carry around weapons. These things are deadly. Well, not this one. This is plastic, but the real ones are deadly. But they're warriors. Carrying weapons at them all times, and they were generals during the Clone Wars, apparently, according to my research. The next line. There is no chaos. There is harmony. Well, that is just wrong. There is no light without shadows. There is no peace without chaos. You cannot have peace without chaos. If there's been no chaos, then there can't be peace. Because there's not been chaos, everything is just normal. That's not peaceful, that's just normal. Now, Reddit introduced me to this theory states that it might be about inner conflict, and that's a great idea in my mind. But how can they grow without inner conflict? I mean, it's having conflict with yourself that allows you to grow and become stronger and a better person. And does this mean that they're ignoring all the conflict? I mean, come on, these guys are going around shooting people. Pew, 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 pew. Are they just ignoring these guys with guns? Because that's chaotic in my mind. Don't fall. Good. Because they're not being very good at keeping the peace then. In fact, I think they're being ignorant. The last line. There is no death, only the Force. The Force is, now this is very typical of any religion, to which, in all honesty, is what the Jedi Order is. Now, all religions say there is something after death, and for Jedi, that means becoming part of the Force and being able to have a cool Force ghost. Force ghosts are awesome. Sorry, I have an R2-D2. Okay, so let's have a look at what this leaves us with. This leaves us with logical, emotionless warriors who think they are peacekeepers and have access to all the knowledge in the universe. And remember, knowledge leads to power. Power leads to corruption. And they've got a lot of knowledge. So now I've destroyed many people's childhood and convinced the Jedi are not all you're led to believe and may in fact be evil. Now I'm going to convince you that we are all more like the Sith than the Jedi. I know this isn't a Sith, but I don't have any Siths, so bear with me. Now the Sith code goes as follows. Peace is a lie. There is only passion. Through passion I gain strength. Through strength I gain power. Through power I gain victory. Through victory my chains are broken. The Force shall set me free. Right? Now, when you listen to that, if you remove the first and last lines of it, remove the first and last lines of it, so it's only through passion I gain strength, through strength I gain power, through power I gain victory, through victory my chains are broken. If that's all you have of it, then it's not that actual bad a thing to live by. And there's one thing to remember about Sith code is it's very honest, and unlike the Jedi code, it's not open to much interpretation. So let's begin. Through passion, I gain strength. Now, there is more fact. This is more fact than something to live by. But it is the realisation of the fact that it is the lesson that the more passionate you are about something, the harder you work at it, the better you'll become. The stronger you'll become. It shows the commitment and dedication about something you really, really care about generally pays off in the end, even if it doesn't feel like it will at the start. Next line. Through strength, I gain power. I mean, you take this as literally as you want. If I have strong muscles than you and I'm more powerful than you, right? But I don't think that's where they're going with this. I think this is something we can apply to all of our own lives. The more you work at something, as I said earlier, the stronger you will become at it, and the higher your rise. It doesn't have to be political or an army ranks. It could even just be your grades at school. I know a lot of kids, especially in Scotland right now, are getting ready for their prelims. I mean, I've got a pile of work here. Needs to be done for my prelims. Oh, done most of it though. But this is something that we can use right now if we apply ourselves. We can, at this time of work hard on your, and if you work hard on your subject, your grades will rise and you'll have more powerful knowledge of that subject. Yes, I got powerful in there. The next line is, through power I gain victory. But I don't think that means beating someone for these victories. I think it would be their freedom they're referring to, as the Sith and the rest of the dark side are oppressed a lot in the movies, as they are the quote unquote bad guys. So I think the victory is being able to be the person you want to be and have some self-worth. The next line backs this up. Through victory my chains are broken. You have freed yourself of judgment of others. You've freed yourself of judgment of others, and you'll be able to be the person you want to be without worrying about what others say. You're ironically at peace with yourself. Now, I say ironically because if you can remember at the start of the code they say, peace is a lie, there is only passion. Now, you could interpret this as the fact that the peace the Sith seek is a lie. It is unattainable, and therefore their constant quest for power is never ending and never will. And so they eventually become corrupt by their own search of power, and therefore are thought of as evil, blah 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 blah. But this code builds on itself, and this line comes at the beginning and not the end. And as the code is very clearly thought through carefully, this cannot be how it was intended. It might just be there as a statement that peace is a lie. There is conflict, and they, unlike the others, the so-called peacekeeping Jedi, are willing to accept that there is conflict out there and try to do something about it. They also accept that people go through inner conflict every single day, and the code is a step on how to overcome this inner conflict. So basically, this Sith code is much easier to grasp. It is better and easier to live with in today's world of fighting and conflict all over the world, not to mention the state of mental health in our young people these days. Now think about it, if at the start of this video I had shown you two codes without telling you which was which and removing all mentions of the Force and told you, pick one of these codes, you're going to live by it now, I think most of you would have picked the Sith code. In fact, I know you would have, because I done a test on Tumblr. I done that, and the majority of them said that they would live the Jedi, would not live the Jedi code, but the Sith code. And they said it was easier to live by, and one of them, one boy, man, I don't know what age he is, obviously a kid, one guy said that he thought it might help him find inner peace, even if all around him there's violence and fear, that he could be at peace with himself. And that is, in my opinion, why we are all more like the Sith than the Jedi, as we know that there is conflict and we acknowledge but we still try to be at peace with ourselves. And that, followers, is how my fandom videos go sometimes. I will generally ruin your childhood. Now this video is dragging on, so I am going to go and leave you, and I'll see you in another vid. Follow us.